And I do, yes, we're all good to go. Sorry, we've been running a bit behind today. But for Perth AFC, we've got Beth Ritchie, number 2, Cynthia Cooman, number 16, Daisy Spill, number 4, Nellie Bond, number 14, Lauren Blackledge, number 10, Alejandre Castro, number 6. Sorry about that. We are just having some technical difficulties with our cameras. Here's an early chance for the Northern Hawks. It just goes out into touch, and there we are. We are back with picture. And continuing, we have Caitlin Lewis, number 7 as well for Perth AFC. Then for the Northern Hawks, we've got Rachel Wilson, number 53, Maddie Bogus, number 6, Jessica John, number 98, Kayla McCulloch, number 8, Talia Curum, number 5, Nikayla Hughes, number 7, Amber Dennis, number 10, and Caitlin Balenka, number 12. And just after some technical difficulties, we are all good to go here. As just getting double teamed there on the flank, and well done Balenka, wins possession back for the Hawks. McCulloch, chip ball down the line, finding Curum. She keeps it in play. Inside, John. Back to McCulloch. Then Balenka. John, Curum. It rolls into touch. And as we just have a look at last weekend's results, obviously Northern Hawks went down to a strong West Coast Cobras side. They lost 4-2 on the night. And then Perth AFC, they had a very, very difficult night as well up against Furia Futsal Club. They went down 9-0. So both sides definitely wanting their first win of the season. So we'll see how they both go this evening. Perth AFC back in possession. Ball down the line. Just couldn't find the run of Ritchie, but Wilson collects. Out to Curum inside Balenka. Looks for the 1-2. Beautifully weighted, and Curum keeps it in play. She looks for the flick back, but it doesn't come of anything. Into touch. And now John out wide. Curum tries to flick inside, but here's Ritchie on the counter. Just a heavy touch. John deals with the danger. Still going Ritchie, but McCulloch mops up any sign of threat, and it's into touch once again. As now Blackledge checks on for her first stint of the match, and also, I believe, her debut for the Northern Hawks in the Women's Supa-Liga. As here she is, goes for a run, beautifully, unlucky. It's the right idea, the through ball to Balenka, but just couldn't get on the end of it. Slightly behind her. As there goes AFC again, but it rolls all the way out, and Wilson's ball in net.
Wilson restarting us from the centre, giving to John as Northern Hawks up there 4-0. Trying to feed that ball through to Denise. Ball going wide though, is now Perth AFC looking to use their keeper as an extra player. Trying to feed Lewis, and does so successfully. Gives it back to her well, and trying to go to the back post runner for Ritchie, but just can't get on the back of that one. It's a very crucial chance for Perth AFC as they now look to press. McCulloch on it. John. Flick down the line, but runner not home. Lewis standing over there. Tries to feed it through, and it just hits the post. If you're not familiar with the rules, though, however, straight from the side ball wouldn't be a goal, as there's no player that touched it. McCulloch rotating out for John. John feeding the ball through, but dispossessed. Spill, giving to Lewis. Lewis trying to open up on the left boot, and defended well there from Dennis. Given to Spill. Shot, and good save there from Wilson. Lewis playing down line to Spill. Spill first time shot and intercepted by Belanca, but Richie just putting down a foot as Belanca ball going out as it's a AFC side ball. Played to the centre to Lewis. Back out wide. And just miscontrolling it. Blackidge. John given to Belanca. Denise just showing some nice footwork in the middle, but can't get the pass across court to McCulloch. McCulloch going a deep target at the moment as Hawks look to switch their style of play. Belanca on the ball, playing down the line to McCulloch, but a heavy touch sees it out. Lewis on this one. Doesn't really have any options. She gives it to the keeper. Nice one-touch play from Perth AFC, but intercepted well. McCulloch now on the ball. Feeding the ball through, and nice touch around the keeper, but can't keep it on net. Dennis. So we have our first sub of Perth AFC as Blackidge comes off for number 16, Koeman. Ball just gone long from Perth AFC as the ball goes back to the Northern Hawks. John checking off for youngster Hughes. Good rotation here. McCulloch feeding the ball down the line, but Perth AFC using defensive shape well as they win the ball back. Lewis. Spill. Shoots and off by Belanca. Richie on the ball now. Looks like she's going to fit into the mixer. She does. Tries to hit the head of Lewis, but seen out by number 8, McCulloch. Lewis feeding it right to McCulloch's legs as she turns. Plays it back and back to McCulloch. Driving now. Not many options. Plays back to Belanca as she plays. Beautiful ball cross court. Resets back to her. Another ball over the top, and that one not quite as accurate. Ball over the top. And just seen out. Bogus checking on for Northern Hawks. Of course, Hawks lost 2-star players, Tana Campos and Dakota Van Voss, so it will be interesting to see how they play considering those 2 massive losses. Koeman going down the line, not able to keep it in. Be interesting to see how these teams do. You'd say the favourites would be Northern Hawks, but Perth AFC have surprised in the past, and we're certainly looking forward to those this season. Trying to feed the ball back to Bogus, but couldn't get it to her run. Lewis, back to keeper. Looking for options and plays over top of Belanca, and Richie just can't control that one. Ball down the line to Hughes. Holds up well, turns and feeds it back to Belanca. Will this be the first goal for the Hawks? Back post to Bogus, and lousy touch, but saved by the AFC keeper just seeing it out. Could have been a very easy goal as ball to Belanca, opens up in her right boot, touch outside, trying to open up, and shot was well wide. Blocked by an AFC defender on the way out, though, as it'll go for Northern Hawks ball. Fed into the mixer. Hughes with a shot, but can't get it past the wall of red. Bogus using some good trickery as she feeds McCulloch. McCulloch feeds it to Hughes, and it throws out wide to McCulloch as that's blocked on the line by Spill. Belanca hits McCulloch instead of the back of the net. And that'll be a keeper's ball. What's the call? As Richie is checking off for her first minutes. As number 12, Clark, checking on. Koeman getting pressed by Belanca. Koeman winning the best of it as she nutmegs both presses. Wilson just happy to see that one out. Kerm checking on. Corner ball for Perth AFC as they look to set up one of their signature set plays. Of course, Rob Caruso, the mastermind of that. Clark fed over the top and not able to find Lewis. Of course, it'd be very scary to see Lewis get a good connection on that one, as looks like Rob Caruso picks up the timeout card, and we'll see if he puts that in early. John trying to feed out wide, but can't as the ball's seen out. Ball played back to Lewis. Lewis very experienced as she feeds Clark well. Clark's through. She beats Kerm. And good save there from Wilson. That was Perth AFC's chance to go 1-0 ahead. We'll see. They've been knocking for the last couple minutes. Koeman on the ball, plays down the line. Kerm presses well. Hughes just seeing it out as it's a Perth AFC ball. Koeman playing Lewis. Plays out wide to Clark, down the line. Sorry, not Clark, Spill to Clark. Hughes, Bogus. As Hughes takes a bit of a fall as she tries to get off the court. Looks like she's in quite a bit of pain. Dennis checking back on. Pressing Clark as seems to go for a change of hairstyle. Wilson almost spilling that one. Kerm driving through the middle. Feeding to John. John playing overlapping runners, and AFC almost getting caught out there, all in a line, but not enough court for Northern Hawks to catch up to the running ball. Ball going long. Clark doing well, feeding Lewis, almost, but now the Hawks are on the counter. Spill just clearing the lines.
Back in possession with the Northern Hawks, almost using the full 4 seconds from the side ball, but then the pass down the line just a bit too heavy, and it's back for Perth AFC. Koeman played it back to the keeper, and then here's Lewis. Does well, uses her physicality, but then was well defended by Dennis. Just did enough to keep her off balance. And it's Wilson's ball into John. Drives into the space. Looks for the ball through, but it's well intercepted there by Lewis. And Clark now on the break. Tries to feed Lewis wide. Just couldn't connect with it. Rolls into touch. Bogus. Now Belanca out wide. Curran tries to play inside. It does find Bogus on the dummy run, but then eventually he changes hands of possession. But and then, as it said, Clark's pass just goes wide. As now a timeout is called for the Northern Hawks. We'll be back with you just after this break.
Futsal WA has social futsal competitions 5 nights a week, Mount Lawley and West Perth. Whether you're an individual or have a group of mates who want to play, there's a junior, men's, women's or mixed competition that will suit you. Contact us to get involved in futsal, an action-packed sport and the fastest growing sport in Australia.
Back after the timeout. Just both sides. It's been fairly even so far. No one really with a clear-cut opportunity. I have to say, Northern Hawks probably are the favourites, as there's a lot of unknowns with the Perth AFC side, especially after last weekend's performance against Furia. But so far they have stood strong. So we'll see if they can make anything of it. There's now Northern Hawks back in possession. Once again, Blanca and Curran playing 4-0. It is harder to break down a halfway defense like Perth AFC is playing the 4-0 formation, but we'll see how they go. As you see, prime example there. Blanca cuts inside, but then because you have that 2-2 formation, she just gets hustled and it rolls out of play. Back to the goalkeeper, and then a flick down the line, looking for the run of Kuman. Doesn't work out, and now Bogus on the break. She took too long, but Curran mops up the danger well, and then John happy to reset. August back out wide, Blanca down the line. Curran tries to flick it inside to Bogus, doesn't do so. Back for Blanca, now John around the corner. Bogus cuts inside. Finds Blanca. This is good ball movement, but then John just went for the shot a bit too early, and Perth AFC back on the ball. Kuman just couldn't find any touch to control that pass, and it's all the way back for a side ball. McCulloch to Blanca. Now Curran. Curran again just pulled the pass too early. And AFC back in possession. Long ball looking for Human again. Doesn't work out. Wilson's ball. Here come the Northern Hawks. Blanca. Comes off the hand of the AFC. Spill. And it's a free kick for the Northern Hawks. Nothing much you could have done about that, but referee says it is a free kick as McCulloch dummies it for Blanca. She goes for the shot. It's blocked well by Cuman and Spill. And it results in a Northern Hawks side ball inside of Blanca. Not far away at all, finding that top right-hand corner, but just wide. So just have a look on the replay. Great shot, but just needed to come in about a metre. Is now AFC elect to go long. Ritchie does well, evades the challenge, tries to square it, but Blanca came in hard and made sure that one rolled into touch. Corner ball. All the way back to the goalkeeper, shoots from range. Doesn't hit the roof. But now it's Wilson's ball. Hawks happy to play again. John, ball over the top. Trying to find Curum. Well defended by Clark, but it's Northern Hawks in possession once again. Spill. Intercepted well, but the pass eventually comes to Northern Hawks again. Blanca out wide Curum. This is the chance. Curum goes for the shot, but it was well saved. John, ball inside the box. Here's McCulloch. It's bobbling around. And then Curum from range gets intercepted, and now AFC on the break. Ritchie takes John down the line 1-on-1, but Blanca clears it out of play. Side ball for Perth AFC. Back to Lewis. Which switches play, but then spills ball. Underway, Curum getting pressed hard. Well done there, and it's Northern Hawks ball. To McCulloch. Goes wide to Blackledge, but her touch goes astray and it's out of play, and that gives Perth AFC the opportunity to do a timeout.
Play restarting. We'll have to see what Rob Crusoe has dreamt up on the coaching board, and that didn't really go anywhere. They'll get a second go though. There's Spill. Ritchie backing up to the back post as Spill shoots high. Blanca now on the counter. Played from the keeper. Ritchie tries to turn John and does so successfully, but running out of real estate. Played to McCulloch. McCulloch feeding the ball down the line. Clark intercepting as it just Spills the way of Blanca, who will just take a side ball. No, Perth AFC ball. Fed to Spill as she shoots, and John just clearing that danger from the back post. Richie playing back to keeper. Playing wide. Fed well into the mixer, but Wilson is off her line and covering that one with ease. Ball played across to Blanca. McCulloch checking back to support her. Blanca playing wide to McCulloch. Good movement here from the two Northern Hawks experienced ladies. Blanca down the line and just can't get the ball back to her from Dennis. Blanca. McCulloch shoots, and what a team goal there from the Northern Hawks. Started with Blanca, fed McCulloch, who shot it. Hennessy with the back, with the roll, and fed into the back, well, the run of John. Northern Hawks 1, Perth AFC 0. Not much time left on the clock. We have to see a response quickly. Richie just getting pressed by Blanca. She plays it early, feeds it right to Clark, however. Looking to recover Blanca as she feeds. Call as Clark is going for a little bit of a dance in the middle. Spill. Giving it to, well, trying to give it to the run of her pivot there, but Wilson just covering well. Bogus down the line to Blanca as the ball is out. Richie playing back to keeper. We just have a complaint from the Hawks that there was a rolling ball, but referees aren't buying it. Bogus on the break. If they attack with 3 now, but AFC recovering well. John. Blanca. Tripping on her footwork as Clark goes for the long range effort. Wilson not really off her line, but not getting challenged by that shot. McCulloch. John. Parallel flick down line to Blanca. She looks to beat it down the line, but Spill reading that well. John. McCulloch. Out wide to Bogus. McCulloch. John. Ball down line to Bogus. And cleared by Spill. John. Blanca. Cuts in. Shoots on her left. And that one is wide. Did it come off an AFC shirt? Dictated a keeper's ball. Play going long. Right back to Wilson. Bogus. Feeding in the middle to Kerm. Doing well there. McCulloch. Back to Kerm. Out wide now with Blanca. Cuts him well. Looking to open on a white boot. Can she hit it? And misplaces the ball. Richie on the ball now. Playing goalkeeper as they go long. Wilson collecting. Bogus on the ball now. Playing Blanca. Blanca looking to drive. Cutting in. Plays McCulloch. Trying to feed Blanca down the line and just can't. Richie doing her shoelaces as the Hawks look to press. Now with the keeper. Trying to feed long and does so well to Clark. Just restarting play AFC. Richie on the ball now. Takes a touch as she feeds it long. Kerm clearing it, but almost into the back of her net. So it just goes out for a corner. Four seconds left on the clock as Perth AFC look to use their 5th man to use something. Shot. Wilson through her legs and off the post. As complaints come out from Farrell about the save. Spill the shot. Wilson collects easily. Kerm. Belanka. Out wide to McCulloch. Belanka. Playing well to Bogus. Back to Belanka, but touch lets her down. As that is half time. We will see you soon after this quick ad break. Just to recap, 1-0 currently to the Northern Hawks. We will see you shortly.
And welcome back after the halftime interval. So far, Northern Hawks playing really well. Not a lot of scoreboard pressure, but good ball movement, and they are 1 goal to the good. So we'll see. Despite all that, Perth AFC have defended well. and looking to play that counter-attacking game. Good response after losing 9-0 last week to Furia Futsal Club. And now AFC back in possession, played inside. Flick ball around the corner to nobody in particular. And it's out of play. McCulloch out wide. Bogus. Now McCulloch plays inside. Belenka looks to skip past Lewis. Can't do so, but she applied a good counter press to win possession back. Great switch of play there by Clark. But it was unlucky, just run out of play. Belenka down the line, McCulloch. Back to Belenka. Looks for the dummy. Now McCulloch. Belenka down the line. Couldn't connect with her teammate, and Blackledge is happy to see that one out of play. Apologies. I think in the first half I was calling Blackledge someone from the Hawks, but it's actually Dennis from the Hawks and Blackledge on the Perth AFC side. As here's a chance. Bogus through. It's a good save. It looks like she might have hurt herself in that altercation.
Caitlin, put the ball out. Caitlin, put the ball out.
And it's Northern Hawks seeing that one out of play.
Put the ball out of play.
And now Bogus is making her way to the bench. Seems to be in a great deal of pain. Hopefully she is all right as Hughes checks on. And now a bit of unsportsmanlike contact there. Perth AFC didn't get possession back to the Hawks, but we're back underway. Hawks get possession either way. Curran to McCulloch. She plays Belenka. Back to Curran.
And move, good.
Now Hughes.
Well done.
Belenka. Inside McCulloch. Good one too. Here's Belenka. It was the right idea with the shot. Looking at that top right-hand corner, but just over the bar. As John checks on. And McCulloch checks out. Long ball. Doesn't hit its target. Goalkeeper's ball. Hughes to Belenka. Now John. Long ball over the top, gets intercepted, and now Perth AFC back in possession. Good ball over the top, but it runs wide. Wilson's ball in net. She plays John. Now Belenka. Beautiful switcher play. John on the break. Back to Belenka. She holds it up well, goes for the turn, and then the shot. It was well deflected by Spilt, and it's a corner ball. Hughes to John, back to Hughes, and her touch. Runs out of play. Perth Perth AFC ball. Keeper goes long again. Intercepted by Kurum. Then Belenka collects. Goes down the line. She shoots again to the back post, but it was well defended. Lewis did well to get a foot in. Ball just collected by the keeper. Nothing came of it. Now there's some space on the break. Ball down the line. John intercepts and AFC side ball. Ball played back for AFC. They're always looking to go long. She goes wide, back to her goalkeeper. And then back to Lewis. Belenka intercepts. It's a 2v1 here. Keeper sort of comes out, but does in the end. Does well. Now AFC on the break. Lewis, switch of play, but Wilson collects comfortably. She lays it out for Hughes. And then her pass to Belenka. Doesn't come of anything. And now Hughes checks off. And McCulloch is back on. Ball reset play. Back out wide. And now it's two touch for the goalkeeper. She can't do anything with it. She shepherds it out of play. Did well, John. Keeps it in. And then AFC did well. Evaded the danger. Long ball. Belenka intercepts. John out wide for McCulloch. And then Curum's pass goes astray, and then almost immediately Perth AFC give up possession. And now number 10 for the Hawks, Amber Dennis, looking for the 1-2 with Curum. Doesn't get executed well.
Hold. Amber left.
We'll play back, and now AFC back in possession. Clark. Now Cumin. Played backwards, gets intercepted. Cumin comes across. And Dennis. Still going. And then Curum collects for McCulloch. John. Ball down the line. Dennis to Curum. Curum, good footwork. Resets. McCulloch to Curum. She looks for the switch of play. Almost the right idea, but it was well left for the AFC defence.
Amber, press the keeper. Amber, press the keeper. Kayla, come. Talia, step in. Kayla, behind you. Jess, a step left. There you go, Talia.
Switch of play. Ritchie. It was well pressed by Curum. Ritchie. Back to the keeper. Curum almost intercept. Then McCulloch. She plays Curum instead. Curum cuts inside. Happy to reset to Dennis. She goes to John. Down the line, and the pass just goes astray. Long ball. Doesn't come of anything once again. McCulloch to Curum. Back to McCulloch. Happy to just keep possession here are the Northern Hawks. Dennis getting pressed hard. She goes back to Wilson. She elects to go to McCulloch. There's zero movement here by the Northern Hawks, and there's an opportunity, but just wide. Back in possession, the Northern Hawks. McCulloch to John.
Good, Tals, down, move again.
Back to McCulloch. Switches to Curum. Doing well are the Northern Hawks here. Dennis. Then Curum. Doing well, the Northern Hawks. John. Her pass intercepted, but then Richie just gives the ball away for Perth AFC. Wilson will take her time. Ball intercepted. Balenka does well. Good physicality shown. She plays back to Wilson. And then Northern Hawks back in possession, out wide. Chan, she gets pressed hard. It's her side ball though. Balenka to McCulloch. Curum keeps it in play. Then ball to Balenka was a good one, but it was well read there. The AFC defense, and Wilson likes to go long. Balenka gets a touch on it, but it's just out wide. And that ball from AFC just goes astray. And Northern Hawks back in possession. Jan to Balenka. Down to McCulloch. She switches it to Jan. This is good ball movement, but as I say, that commentator's curse comes into effect. And Jan's pass rolls into touch. Keeper goes long. And the touch from the AFC. Cumin was just wide. Good 1-2 there between John and McCulloch. Now here comes John. Cuts inside. She gets double teamed eventually. And Wilson collects to Balenka. She takes it down the line. Curum. Now McCulloch. Back to Curum. Wide John. Ball inside. Balenka. Then McCulloch. Good build-up play here from the Northern Hawks. John goes wide to Curum. And she's happy to flick it down the line. Balenka. Holds it up well, Balenka. Good cut inside. But it was well read there by Spilt, who just sees it out of harm's way. Northern Hawks in possession here. Out wide to McCulloch. Switches to Balenka. She takes it down the line, but she gets triple teamed. And it's out of play. Back wide, McCulloch. Now Hughes. Balenka. Down Hughes. Then McCulloch. Good switch to Hughes. Hughes just ran out of play. Switch of play. Good one. And then the long ball, even better. This is a chance. Good save, Wilson. Out wide, Cumin. Played back, and then Clark's shot just scuffed. Wilson did well to come out and block the angle. John. Hughes. Now Balenka. Down the line. Gets intercepted and Wilson will collect. Balenka's pass just goes astray, but she does well on the counter press. Back in possession. Hughes intercepted by Cumin. Then out wide, Spill, but she can't get her first touch right. That's into touch. Side ball. Balenka to Hughes. McCulloch, sorry. Then Hughes, now McCulloch. She holds it up well. And then plays out wide. John, she forced the pass. And then she elects to go to McCulloch down the line. She cuts inside. Hughes getting pressed high here. Out wide, Cumin. But John, she plays wide to Balenka. She cuts inside. Goes for the shot. But it's saved well by the Perth AFC goalkeeper. And she elects to go long. Cumin getting double teamed. And then good on the counter press there, Cumin. And AFC are back in possession. Balenka comes across, however. And then she's on the ball. Looks for a delightful switch of play. But the goalkeeper just collects for AFC.
Play restarting from AFC from the keeper going long. 4 minutes 40 left of stop clock as Blanca puts the pressure on. Ritchie going long. Hits Kuman and can't keep it in as it rolls out for a Northern Hawks side ball. Blanca standing over this one. Kerem. McCulloch trying to feed Blanca, but instead feeding wall of Perth AFC. Kerem feeds Blanca. McCulloch. Ball down line to Blanca. Tries to flick it back, but instead hits Kuman as Kuman just clears their lines. Play restart to McCulloch. Blanca just lets the ball out. McCulloch. Feeding John. Going wide to Kerem. Rocket of a shot, but not on target, unfortunately. AFC player Blackage checking on at pivot as Lewis looks to put in the pressure as well. 3 minutes 58 on the scoreboard. Wilson. John. Balenka. Driving down the line, beats two. Feeds Kerem. Can she finish? Good save from the AFC keeper as that just spills out. Very good attacking opportunity for for Northern Hawks. They should have been really capitalising on that one. John. McCulloch. John. McCulloch. Line to Blanco. She tries to feed McCulloch back, but can't. John. Kerem. Back to John. Shoots, and that was a very good shot, but not finding the back of the net. Ball going long. Kerem just heading it out. Blanca checking off for Dennis. Clark standing on the ball now. Feeds down the line to Lewis. Opens up on her left. Feeds it into the mixer and off a Northern Hawks foot. Clark setting up again. Ball going across to Ritchie. Ritchie feeding Lewis. Lewis looking to open up on the left. Shoots and that comes off McCulloch. Fed over to Blackage. Right foot. Shoots and Kerem just clearing her lines. This will be a timeout for Perth AFC. I have to see if we can listen to Perth AFC's whether they've got a set play planned. It seems like they do. See Rob Caruso bringing the coaching board out as we see him lining it up. I'm just listening into the team talk of Coach Greg Farrell as well. They're just mentioning that their most dangerous player is their keeper, so they need to be careful when they're doing fly keeper / fifth man. They're just mentioning how the balls over top are quite good for Perth AFC, so they need to be in front of their player, but not too far away. As you see, I can't quite see the coaching board from Rob Caruso, as the set play seems to be for Lewis with the shot, from looks of it, as that minute has come up quickly. Perth AFC looking to make this a 1-1.
Yeah, so step up now, be in the right spots.
Perth AFC setting up fly keeper from the set play.
Red line.
Instructions from Greg Farrell to hold at the red line.
Hold, don't chase
Lewis.
the ball.
Back to Lewis.
Talia.
Ball fed down the line and spills out to John as she feeds McCulloch. Layoff for Blanca, and that was cleared by Lewis. Fed back to John.
And exit, Jess.
Back to Kerem. McCulloch.
Swing it this way.
John. Blanca. McCulloch. McCulloch just sizing up her player.
Go behind her.
McCulloch just drawing him out, playing Blanca, trying to turn, and Lewis just getting better of the physical battle. Lewis feeding the Perth AFC keeper. Back with Blackidge. Down the line to Spill. Trying to switch play. Does so to Lewis. Left foot. Blocked by Blanca. Lewis. Spill.
Talia, press the ball.
Back to Lewis.
Talia, press.
Back to Spill. Fed wide to Blackidge. Now with Spill.
They're not Talia. Press the ball. Press.
Back to the keeper.
Come here.
Now that'll be 4 seconds. Feeds it long. And Lewis can't keep it in.
What's confusing? Press.
1 minute 30 left on the clock. Blanca feeding Kerem. He turns in danger but does well. John. Now with Blanca switching play to McCulloch. 1-2 in the middle. Now got a wall red to beat and can't.
Press.
Spill.
Talia, press.
Just seeing it out. 1 minute 14 left on the clock. Blanca rolling off for McCulloch. Fed down the line and running out of real estate. Fed back to keeper. Blanca pressing until the coach, Greg Farrell, gives her instructions as Perth AFC just waste that ball out. Minute and 4 seconds left on the clock. Kerem. John. McCulloch. John. McCulloch. Feeds Blanca well. Tries to turn and can't get past Clark. Pressing well. And that ball cleared out. 43 seconds left on the clock. McCulloch standing over this one. Fakes the long pass. Instead feeds Spill. Spill shoots and deflection in. As that becomes 1-1. Perth AFC scrambling back a goal as to the disappointment of coach Greg Farrell and his Northern Hawks ladies. That's where those chances really need to be put to bed in order to put this game to bed, and now it's anyone's game. Last 40 seconds, what's going to happen? Good play from Blanca down the line. McCulloch fed too early into the way of the keeper, and now it's going to spill out. McCulloch can't get past Clark as she shoots, and that could have been 2-1 very easily. Wilson throwing it to John. Feeding McCulloch well. McCulloch can't get past the wall of red. 14 seconds left as Northern Hawks set up their own fly keeper. Blanca shoots, and that should be a corner ball. And it was.
Caitlin, we have no goalkeeper.
One last attacking opportunity. 11 seconds left on the clock. McCulloch standing over this with Blanca on the ball now. Feeds John. Fed into the mix. Wilson can't get it. Can she score? It seems on target. Kerem just deflecting off. 3 seconds left on the clock. Can AFC make this 2-1? Shots on. Shoots. Puts it into the mixer. And good save by Wilson. And the follow-up. Wilson just seeing it out as that is the full-time whistle. And we will join you shortly with the statistics.